Tiki!
AdvBlueDude.
And tonight, we are talking Mr. Banks.
Yes.
We're talking Mr. Banks! We're talking Mr. Banks. We are talking Mr. Banks. Yes. How you doing, AdvBlueDude?
I'm doing good.
Yes. How was your Thanksgiving?
Oh, it
How
was
the
good.
turkey? Was the turkey dry and disappointing?
No, it was a good turkey.
It was a good turkey? It was a good turkey? Right on. Same here. Same here. I hope your Thanksgiving was better than the Thanksgiving that the Mitchell family had during Dexter Season 4. I hope that much.
Yes.
All right. So, AdvBlueDude, this little trip that you've made back home, it's not going to last too long, because this is the last show you're able to do until Christmas break, right?
Yes, it is.
Dun, 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 dun. AdvBlueDude's leaving after only 2 shows.
Sorry.
When's Christmas break for you? Do you have a date?
Oh, fuck, I don't know. It's late December.
Late December? All right, how long is that going to be?
Till January, like mid-January.
Late December to mid-January. Okay.
Like a month, essentially.
Okay. Well, hopefully we can do some stuff. Anyways. Oh, gosh darn it, AdvBlueDude. We wanted to do so much more with you when you were back.
Yeah.
So let's just list the things that we could not get to do. 21st Century Music. We're still very much on plan to do our little Pink Floyd retrospective.
Yes.
Going backwards in the Pink Floyd discography from the newest one, The Endless River, onwards, all the way down to Piper at the Gates of the Dawn. So that should be a fun time. Let's see, what else did we miss? What else? We missed talking about the IAPA show. Any interesting highlights you want to talk about with that really quick?
There's coaster cars, there's robots, there's interactive water slides, there's looping water slides.
Yeah.
There's flat rides that are also games.
Yeah, those are very interesting.
Yeah.
Well, just really quick, I guess the most important thing is, what do you think of the Joker animatronic?
Oh no, it looks cool. I didn't watch the video of it moving, but it looked cool.
Oh, I watched the video of it moving. It was pretty good.
Oh.
I also really like the build-up that they had, where they sent everyone who was invited, like, the Joker card and everything. That was some good viral marketing. But, so, yes, we are here to talk about Main Disney for the first time in quite a while, probably the first time since our Big Hero 6 review. AdvBlueDude, did you get a chance to watch Big Hero 6?
Yes.
Yes, what do you think about it?
It was good.
It was good?
It had story problems, but it was good.
It definitely had story problems,
Yeah.
I think out of the 3 big animated movies this year, which would be Lego Movie, How to Train Your Dragon 2, and Big Hero 6, much as I like Big Hero 6, I think it's definitely a strong number 3.
Yeah. It had a hell of a cameo, though.
Oh, dear God, it did.
Stan Lee was great.
Okay, but anyways, we're here to talk about a Disney-related product that it's been getting a lot of hype over the internet. Tons of people have been talking about it in a way it's definitely became a cult show in the Nickelodeon. I almost called it Nickelodeon. That would be
Disney.
That would be an insult to the show nowadays if it was on Nickelodeon. There'd be nothing but fart jokes. Oh, God. No, the new Disney show, the new Disney Channel show, Gravity Falls. Okay, now, you watch Phineas and Ferb at all?
A little bit, but not really.
Not really, yeah, because that's the other big show that people are crediting with, like, Disney Channel coming back in terms of animation. I've only ever seen the Halloween special, and that's it, but,
it's a good show.
I mean, it looked okay from what I saw of it. Definitely that mad professor guy character definitely is amusing.
Oh, yeah.
But Gravity Falls, like, holy crap. You want to just Take us through what you like about Gravity Falls.
It's one of the best animated shows on today, to be totally honest. It's good for Disney for multiple reasons. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a mature show for them to start doing, especially now. um,
Yeah, after like Disney Channel became a joke of teeny bopper pop.
yeah. Though I will say that I'm not quite sure they're treating this show quite right. But, like, have you seen the premiere schedule for this?
What do you? Oh yeah. You mean how they're
It's
spacing out
so
the episodes?
it's so utterly fucked. Sometimes it premieres on Disney Channel, then the day after it premieres on Disney XD. Other times it premieres on Disney XD and 2 weeks later premieres on Disney Channel. None of them make sense to me.
I
I don't
just
know.
watch it streaming, so
Well,
I
yeah,
just
so
get
do I,
it.
but
I just get it the first day that it comes out
yeah.
anywhere. But no, I mean I agree with you to extent. The one excuse or the one kind of like counter argument I can have to that is like I like that they are taking their time with the episodes. I like that they're not
Oh
on
yeah.
a South Park style like one a week sort of
Mm.
tight schedule. Because this is a show where it thrives on its quality. It's a show where week to week, episode to episode, like being self-contained stories that also all build upon and enhance the overall mythology, kind of in a way, a bit like Adventure Time. I'm sure we'll probably draw some comparisons here and there between this and Adventure Time as we go
I
along.
suppose we could. In a few ways, actually.
Yeah, in a few ways, yeah. So yeah, let's see. I'm actually going to pull up the list of episodes on Wikipedia, but before I do that, let me put you on the spot. What is your all-time favorite Gravity Falls episode?
I honestly don't know.
You can't. You just can't.
No, I mean, I really don't know.
Well,
No,
just what's the first one that comes to your head is great.
I don't know. I mean, like, there isn't an episode that I find to be bad. They're all just kind of on the same level as good. And by good, I mean great.
I can point out a couple that I think are bad, but that's. You want me to do that?
Yeah, sure.
Start that way. Some of the. Well, first of all, why don't you give us a little bit of synopsis of the show for those who haven't seen it yet?
Gravity Falls follows two children named Dipper and Mabel, and they live in Gravity Falls, Oregon for the summer, living with their great uncle Stan, who owns a mystery shack and in Gravity Falls. And there's weird things. There's gnomes. There's vampires. There's like fucking zombies. There's
a big journal
weirdness.
full of secrets.
Yes, I was just gonna get to that. Dipper is on a mission to solve the mysteries of Gravity Falls.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Dipper and Mabel very much share a close sibling relationship, being twins, and I gotta say, I love how this show plays with like exploring the supernatural at that particular age, and I love how I don't know, some would say in a few ways, like it's definitely like there's definitely mystery in Gravity Falls. There's definitely a cult and stuff like that. I think some of the more over the top supernatural elements, it might be a little bit implied that some of it's going on in the kids' heads. I don't know. It's just kind of one of those interesting psychological things I like to explore.
Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, that's the basic setup. To me, this always feels like a Goosebumps setup. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Like, oh, a couple kids, they have to go live with their crazy uncle for the summer, and oh no, the crazy uncle has more up his sleeve than we thought he did. Oh no. Okay, so let me tell you, probably off the top of my head, if I had to give one worst episode, I would say it would be season 2, episode 6, Little Gift Shop of Horrors.
Oh, I really like that one.
You really like that one, really?
I actually really like that one. Because Neil deGrasse Tyson was Waddles. And that's
true. That's true.
Made the entire thing worth it. Because I was fully expecting D. Bradley Baker, and then fucking Neil deGrasse Tyson walks out.
Okay, well, you know why I don't particularly like this episode?
Why?
Because I feel like it's one of the few episodes of Gravity Falls that's very definitively never happened. It's filler. It's filler. It's literally Grunkle Stan being like, let me take you around this gift shop, and I'm just going to literally tell you that I'm making up these stories, and yeah.
Well, they've done an episode like that before.
They did do an episode like that before, but that episode is one of my favorite episodes. I know, I make no sense, don't I?
No.
Alright, so you are talking about, I am assuming, hold on, let me get to the season 1 episodes. You're talking about the episode called, where is it? The Bottomless Pit.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, in that episode, they all get thrown down into a bottomless pit. And I think it's a really interesting concept to start with. I think the concept of them all going down the bottomless pit and not knowing when they're gonna fall, when they're gonna reach the bottom, and just having time to kill to tell stories. First of all, I think that's a much more engaging concept than Grunkle Stan just trying to sell us stuff. Second of all the stories in the bottomless pit actually have to do with what's going on in the episode. Like we see Mabel's Book of Secrets, and that's really pumped up, and then that's revealed towards the end of the episode. So every story that's getting told is a real story. It's something that actually happened. It's not something that Grunkle Stan's just making up on the fly. So that's why I think Bottomless Pit is a way better episode than the other one. That's the.
I mean, I think this one's good because it's the 6th episode of season 2.
Yeah.
All the other episodes have been very serious, very canonical episodes. So it's kind of good to, like, take a break for once and just bullshit.
That's true. You want to talk about the episode right before that, which many are calling one of the most disturbing episodes of Gravity Falls?
Which one is that?
Seuss and the Real Girl.
Oh, that's a good episode. That's a really good episode.
Okay, so do you want to talk about Seuss in general first, how awesome this character is?
Yes, Seuss is wonderful. Holy shit.
What?
Oh my god, Rob Renzetti he directs Gravity Falls, or some episodes. I never knew that. You know My Life as a Teenage Robot?
Yeah.
That's Rob Renzetti.
Oh, okay. Right on, I guess. I didn't really like that show that much, but...
I mean, like, I used to watch it, but I mean, still, it's fucking Rob Renzetti.
Alright, so dude, let's get back on the conversation about how awesome I am. I'm Seuss. Yes. I refer to myself in the third person and whatnot. Seuss.
Yes.
So explain Seuss's role.
Seuss is the handyman at the Mystery Shack, and he's generally dumb, and he loves his abuelita. No, he's a really good character. He's kind of like the token, like, sympathetic dumb guy.
Mm-hmm. I'm really liking the development that they've been giving him throughout the second season.
Oh, so am I.
It's interesting because the the finale of season 1, you saw Seuss's, it's his grandmother, right? Or his mom? His grandmother.
It's his grandmother.
Grandma, yeah.
Abuelita.
And she's this like old Hispanic woman. You then kind of realize that Seuss is indeed Hispanic. I thought that was kind of a cool little touch. You know, it's like it might have been like hinted at here and there before, but that was kind of a nice little confirmation. Gives the show a bit of ethnic diversity without hitting you over the head with it, because you already grew to love this guy. And yeah, like you said, Seuss is he's just kind of the lovable kid of the bunch. But I don't know. You know what I think the interesting thing about Seuss is? I think the interesting thing is that while he plays dumb a lot of the times, I think he knows a lot about Gravity Falls. I think he's really in on on some of the secrets. I think he's as observant as someone like Mabel or Dipper would be about it.
Yeah, I suppose.
I just think he kind of goes about it and interprets it in a different way. You know what I kind of wish? I kind of wish that we would see that werewolf mailman from the pilot again. It's a werewolf, dude. I'm totally telling you, the mailman's a werewolf. I have proof, dudes. Yes, one of his lovable quirks is hanging out with Dipper and Mabel and calling them dudes.
Yes.
Dudes. Hey, dudes. Okay, so anyways, back to Time Traveler Pig. So, or no, not Time Traveler Pig. God, oh, the show has so much good stuff. Okay, Susan the Real Girl. Susan the Real Girl.
Yes.
One of the creepier episodes of the series. So we start off, where the whole Seuss is getting off from work. The whole game's like, gee, has anyone wondered what Seuss does when he goes home? And then Grunkle Stan has a really good line. Not once ever. Now let's just... Grunkle Stan's such a lovable asshole.
Yeah.
We'll get more into him later, but so yes, Seuss and the Real Girl. So the big conflict of this episode is the fact that Seuss needs to find a date because his cousin, what's the name of the cousin? Cousin Rico?
Oh, I don't even remember.
I think I'm thinking of Napoleon Dynamite.
You're thinking of Uncle Rico, yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking
it's
of
Napoleon, yeah.
Well, let's just say his cousin. Yeah, so his cousin is getting married, and Seuss is very humiliated about not having a girlfriend. So Mabel Pines. There's so much to break down in this show. There's so much to break down. Mabel Pines is essentially the quirky matchmaker of the Pine siblings, whereas Dipper Pines is essentially like the hardcore go-getter mystery-solving guy of the Pine family.
Yes.
And, so I think that's a really good dynamic. Just really quick, that's just an excellent main character dynamic because you have, you have one character who's just super into all the mysteries and everything, and then the other character who just kind of goes along with it, but really is in her own little world, and her own little world is just amazing. Yeah, Mabel, voiced by Kristen Shaw, also voices Louise on Bob's Burgers. Fantastic performance. But anyways. So, Seuss gets a video game. You want to explain the video game?
Oh, it's been a few weeks.
Giffany.
Yes, he gets Giffany, who's a person. She's like a computer program. It's one of those online dating sims. Yes.
Will you carry my books for me? Sure. Wow, I love you, Seuss. Now we can be boyfriend and girlfriend forever. And the animation is really, really creepy. It's kind of like a Sailor Moon-esque, like, uncomfortably scantily clad schoolgirl. And, and she's just, like, got this, obviously this kind of, like, 8-bit sort of sound and animation to her.
Yeah.
And so essentially throughout the episode, she just becomes more and more controlling of Seuss. And then we meet an actual girl, the quote-unquote real girl of the episode, whose name is Melanie. Now, I really like this Melanie character, and I especially like the fact that they brought her back in the last episode, which you haven't seen yet. But yes, they bring her back on the video chat. Continuity, yay! And so basically all hell breaks loose in a Chuck E. Cheese type environment where Seuss and Melanie are having their first date, and let's just say Giffany unleashes stuff in a very Five Nights at Freddy's sort of way.
Yes.
Oh yeah. So what makes this terrifying?
What makes it terrifying?
Yeah. What makes it terrifying?
I mean, Giffany's going apeshit and like stalking Seuss.
I think it's the fact that she's like that you literally can't escape. It's like wherever there's a TV, she will be there. Yeah. Okay. Adventure Blue Dude, I feel like this conversation is going in a lot of different directions, and I feel like we need to have some sort of, like, I don't know, guidelines. What do you think? What should our next subject be? I'm kind of nervous.
I mean, we could talk about characters.
We could talk about characters. Yeah. All right, let's talk about Grunkle Stan.
Okay.
All right, we'll talk about Grunkle Stan.
Yes, well, you want me to?
Yeah.
Grunkle Stan is the owner of the Mystery Shack. He is he's old, he is crotchety, he's an asshole. He has secrets that we know about, but they don't. They sort of know about, but not really at the same time. He's weird. He's a strange guy.
He has very eclectic interests, if I will. All right, could you hear that? Okay.
Yes.
All right, cool. Hopefully it's good too. So yes, that was one of the more memorable stand moments. To tell you the truth, that what's so brilliant about that is that 1 minute clip is actually like stretched throughout the entire episode, where you just keep cutting back to it. It's like Stan loses the remote, and it's like, now on the stuffy British soap opera channel for women, and he just starts freaking out, just like, kids, I'm too lazy to get the remote. And then, of course, it keeps cutting back, and he keeps getting more and more invested in it. I am a woman, mother. This is almost exactly like my own life. And then, of course, he gets so invested in the wedding that he throws the TV out of the window. Oh, yeah, good stuff. Let's see, any other favorite stand moments from you?
I don't know. Like I said, I really like I think the tales from or the Little Gift Shop of Horrors episode kind of showed his character a lot more.
Basically what he's doing in the Little Gift Shop of Horrors is he's putting on his full sort of salesman.
Oh yeah.
To us, the audience. So I think, that way it's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Well, episode 2 actually, he's got a couple of really funny quotes in episode 1, and then of course, you want to go through the cliffhanger in episode 1. That big old cliffhanger that just birthed open the whole mythology.
Let me pull it up because it's been since like July.
Well, if you want, I can do it.
I know. Are you talking about the vending machine where he goes?
Yeah, the vending machine. Yeah.
Yeah, he opens up a vending machine and he goes into a secret basement.
Oh yeah. And it takes 20 episodes to pay that particular cliffhanger off, but when they do, it's the cliffhanger of the whole season, and it's glorious.
Yes.
Hold on. Damn hard navigation on my phone. Okay. All right, here it is. Oh yeah. Tell me you weren't excited when you saw that.
No, it was really, it's cool.
Let me ask you, how'd you watch the first season? Did you watch it like streaming, or did you watch it as it was airing?
Oh no, I streamed it. I first watched it last summer.
So it was like me, you just once you discovered it, you marathoned the hell out of it.
Essentially, yes.
Of course. So yeah, let's see. So I mean, season 1 in general is like, it's too early to tell with Season 2 because we're less than halfway through it right now. But I think Season 1 in general, like, if you look at the structure of that season, I think it's really cool because I think the first 10 episodes were basically all about just setting up characters and character development and everything like that.
Yeah.
And, we had, because every episode almost was kind of focused on an individual character. So let's see if I can pull up the episode really quick. Like episode 2 is the big fishing trip episode with Grunkle Stan, where he tries to spend some quality time with the kids, and that doesn't really pan out exactly like he expects. So where is it? Oh, okay.
Happy anniversary? It's family fun day, genius. We're cutting out pork and having one of those, bonding type deals. Uncle Sam, is this going to be anything like our last family bonding day? You call this Miss Franklin? You look like a woman.
That's always one of my favorite cutaway gags. Just the idea that Grunkle Stan is such a horrible uncle that he makes his niece and nephew work on counterfeit dollar bills or counterfeit 20s. Just hilarious. Okay, what do you think of the episode Headhunters, the one with the wax figures? Because I gotta say, as cool of an idea as this is, I think it's one of the least memorable.
It is. I mean, it's interesting, but they don't really do anything other than reference historical figures in pop culture.
And Larry King.
Yeah. No, in pop culture, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, what is that lizard-looking man? Okay, let's see. Hand that rocks the Mabel. That's a really important episode. Let's talk about Gideon.
Gideon is my favorite character.
He's your favorite character.
Yes, partially because of the voice actor.
Who's the voice actor?
Thurp Van Orman.
Oh, okay. Well, name sounds really familiar. What else did he do?
Philip Van Orman was Flapjack in Flapjack.
Flapjack.
And he created Flapjack.
Okay, that makes total sense.
I love that the voice is literally Flapjack with the southern accent.
And diabolical as fuck, too.
Well, yes, but...
So you want to explain Gideon's whole character and motivation and everything?
Gideon is he pretends to be a, whatchamacallit? A medium. He pretends that he has psychic ability, but he does not. He has one of the books. I believe he has one of the books. Does he have one of the books?
Yeah, no, he has one of the books, Dipper has one of the books, and then Stan has one of the books, and then at the end of the season, Stan gets all three and combines them, and that's how the whole cliffhanger works?
Yes.
Okay.
So he's on a constant mission to get power and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Gideon's fun. He's also in love with Mabel. Yeah.
Oh yeah, big time. Scary in love. Oh yeah.
Yes.
I don't know, a couple interesting notes with him. Like, he definitely becomes a major villain at the end. Like, seriously scary at the end of season 1. And also, I really like the way that they've been kind of, like, just seeding in little tiny glimpses of him throughout season 2 so far.
What? I'm sorry?
The way that they've been seeding in little tiny glimpses of Gideon into season 2, like, here and there. Yeah. You know, that's all very clever. My personal theory, is that by the end of season 2, Gideon is going to help them in some way.
I just want to see more Gideon.
I know. It's kind of a shame that he's just locked away in jail for season 2. Okay,
I mean, he'll show up at some point.
Oh, I'm sure he will.
Yeah.
Okay, next episode. Next episode is the inconvenience scene, and that's when we've seen Wendy before, but this is really the first time that we get established into Wendy and Dipper's relationship. Now, Blue Dragon 5, how about you settle a base that I've been having?
Excuse me?
Wow.
Excuse me?
I'm racist. I'm as racist as Linus.
Jesus Christ.
Adventure Blue Dude, how about you settle a debate that I've been having with my friend about this show? The Dipper Pines and Wendy Corduroy relationship.
Yes.
Personally, I think it is one of the most down-to-earth and refreshing things about Gravity Falls. I think it's incredibly realistic, the way that the two handle themselves in front of each other. I think it's incredibly sweet. I think it's touching. And like I said, just really like how actual kids would act around each other at that age with those kind of affections.
Yeah.
And my friend is just kind of brushes us off like, nope, it's rip off of Finn and Bubblegum. Rip off of Finn and Bubblegum.
I mean, it's a little cliche, but it's played well. It's played similarly to Finn and Bubblegum, but it's a little more fleshed out, honestly.
I mean, Adventure Time is one of those things where it's like I have tried to get into it. It's mostly the art style that keeps me away, kind of.
The art style's the best part.
No, it's not, because there's so much shit flying at the screen all at the same time.
That's why it's so great, because it's a world of wonder.
It's
Magic.
It's a world of headaches.
And fucking weird nuclear wars that happened before.
Okay, so speaking of Dipper and Wendy, so you like it? You like this whole dynamic?
Yeah. Yeah.
But you can see how my friend can kind of like
absolutely
kind of rip off of Bubblegum and Finn. Yeah.
Yes.
So like I said, I'm just first of all, I think both of the characters are infinitely more likable than Bubblegum and Finn.
Well, Finn's likable.
What?
Finn's likable. Bubblegum could be a bitch, though. That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, Wendy is, if anything, not a bitch. She is one of the strongest characters in the whole show, I think.
Yeah.
Even though her whole thing is just being laid back and being mellow, and that's kind of her whole character, but I think it totally works. I think she provides the crux of a lot of the drama without being dramatic herself. I really love her character. So anyways, let's get to one of my favorite moments on Gravity Falls, the moment where Dipper accidentally reveals his affections to Wendy. Evil doppelganger Wendy, oh no! What do you think of that moment? I really love this whole episode right here. Let me pull up the title of it. It's a season 2 episode. It's hold on. Title. It is Into the Bunker. It's season 2, episode 2. So what I like about this is it's like right out of the gate, we are basically getting a definitive answer to the will they, won't they tension that season 1 kind of built up with Wendy and Dipper. You know, which is Wendy and Dipper are obviously very fond of each other. Wendy more, you know, she says at the end of the episode, she's like, dude, if you stop being my friend, I would, like, die.
Yeah.
And that's why she doesn't want to get into a relationship with him in the first place, because obviously she's had a bad history with relationships, as we'll get to, because there's a very funny character in there. And, so she's, I don't know, so she's very protective over Dipper and their relationship. I just think it's really sweet. I think it's one of the most poignant episodes of the whole show, and one of the most poignant storylines that they have. If I watched Adventure Time a little more and saw the similarities between this and Bubblegum, maybe I'd feel differently, but for now, I really like it. Okay, but anyways, I was kind of like getting to some of the points about that other episode. I'm kind of just going through the episodes right now. I'm sorry. I am very sorry, folks, that this episode... No, I'm not apologizing to you. I'm apologizing to the audience. I'm sorry if this episode is just going all over the place. This show has a lot to cover. So
Yeah.
okay, so the inconvenience scene, and also I just have a bunch of audio clips that I want to find excuses to use. So yeah. Okay, so the inconvenience scene. Yeah, all the kids break into the convenience store. This is our first introduction to Robbie.
Yes.
Why don't you tell us a little about Robbie?
Robbie is a douche.
Plain
And
simple.
he's the Roger character of this show.
He is absolutely Roger. That
He
is
even
so
wears the same clothes and has a similar hairstyle.
voiced by
and
the
he-
great T.J. Miller.
Yes, and he eventually goes out with Wendy.
Eventually goes out with Wendy, and then Wendy eventually breaks up with him.
Yes.
Very short-term relationship.
Yes.
Okay, but the two of them break into a convenience store, and fun times ensues. A lot of paranormal stuff also ensues, but most importantly, Mabel gets a sugar high.
Yes.
Is that not one of the funniest moments of the whole show?
Yeah.
Of course, you little angel. One quick thing about the Mabel character, I always love when she calls people rapscallions or scallywags.
Yeah.
It's so endearing. You scallywag, you rapscallion, you. Just, yeah, it's such a lovable vocabulary.
Yeah.
Okay, anyways, just I think the easiest way to do this is to just go through the episode. So, Dipper versus manliness. This is kind of a little bit of a forgettable one. It's where he goes with those minotaurs in the forest.
Yeah.
And then Stan's trying to hit on Lazy Susan.
Yes.
The one thing I like about this episode is I like how the Lazy Susan dynamic with Stan kind of carries over into other episodes. And that's a thing in general that I really love and am super impressed by with this series is this isn't a serial. Like, it's not like that. It's not like every episode just automatically has to lead into the other one and it's one big, huge, cohesive story. But it is one big mythology, and what I like is that more or less, the things that characters do episode to episode have ramifications. There's a couple times, including the most recent episode, where status quo as God does rear its ugly head.
Yeah.
But overall, I am very impressed with, like, if a character breaks up with a character, those characters stay broken up. If a character is mad at a character, those characters stay mad. You know what I mean? It's so refreshing that way in terms of, like, we have this cartoon with all these crazy, over-the-top supernatural things happening everywhere, and yet at the core of it, it's a very character-driven show, and we are learning so much about these characters. And also, every crazy creature that shows up also keeps coming back. It's very much like Adventure Time, like that, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it is. No, yeah.
You know, like we have the gnomes that keep coming back. We have Mermando. What do you think of Mermando?
Oh, Mermando. Who's Mermando?
Mermando, the mermaid in the swimming pool.
Oh, yeah, he's great.
He showed up like 2 or 3 times since then.
Yeah.
Including one time where he's like, Mabel, I am getting married and I'm going to break your heart.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you know, just the way that this show carries over other things is just so impressive to me. Okay, next one, Double Dipper. Dipper clones himself to impress Wendy. Kind of forgettable. I don't know. But again, all these Dipper episodes are kind of just like Double Dipper. I assume it's just definitely kind of building on the whole Wendy relationship. Okay.
Yeah.
Irrational Treasure. The kids discover the town's. Remember this one? The town's founder is a hoax, and they.
Oh my god, I love this episode. Yeah.
Okay, talk about it because I'm not really remembering it all that well.
So they. What the fuck did they find? So they like uncover a conspiracy. that the guy who founded Gravity Falls was like whatever number and a half president.
Right,
But
right.
he was written out of history books because he was insane. He put babies in the Supreme Court, and he's a wonderful character. I wish he would show back up. I hope he shows back up.
Well, the few people who hasn't shown up. Yeah, good point.
Yeah. But they find his frozen body, and then they thaw him, and he comes back to life, and he helps save the day. And then he, since he's still president technically, because he was never impeached, he was just kind of left. He fixes everything. No, they're not going to get arrested anymore. Nor is the FBI after them, and he makes them congressmen.
I'm not remembering any of this.
He makes Dipper and Mabel congressmen.
Okay. Well, right on. Okay, next episode, Time Traveling Pig, or the Time Traveler's Pig. This might be one of my favorite episodes of the series. Would you agree?
That's a good episode, yeah.
I think this episode is stellar. This is where the character of Waddles gets introduced, Mabel's beloved pig.
Yes.
Oh, what do you think of Waddles? Isn't he just fucking adorable?
He is the most endearing character on this show.
Oh no! I mean, come on! You gotta endear yourself to Grunkle Stan and all his grumpy.
Well, no, but I mean, like, yeah.
No, he is like the most adorable freaking like pet sidekick ever.
Yeah. This is also the episode that introduces Blunden.
Indeed.
Who's voiced by the guy who voices Lemongrabs.
Who?
And everyone on Rick and Morty. They're all Lemongrabs from Adventure Time.
I've been told that Rick and Morty is kind of like an adult version of Gravity Falls. Is that?
Oh my god, it's fucking amazing.
I need to check it out, dude.
It's nothing like Gravity Falls, but it's fucking amazing.
Well, I've heard that it kind of like that the storylines kind of overlap with each other, like Gravity Falls.
Oh no, they do.
Yeah.
It's written by Dan Harmon, who wrote Community and created Community.
I need to see it. I really need to see it.
It's a great show.
Yeah, it's definitely on my to-do list. Okay, but anyways, Time Traveler's Pig. I always love a good time travel story. This is no exception. So they're at a carnival. Basically, the gist of the episode, just to keep it really quick, is Dipper wants to win this game to impress Wendy, but in doing so, he will cause Mabel to lose her pig. And so he keeps going back in time, trying to win the game. And at the end of the episode, he realizes that Mabel losing the pig isn't worth getting Wendy over, and so Wendy ends up going out with Robbie in this episode. And yeah, this is the introduction of Pacifica Northwest.
Yes.
Probably one of the most bland characters on the show.
Yeah, she's written as a villain, and that's really her only real role.
She's written as a villain, yeah, but I think she's kind of a stereotype.
No, that's what I mean. Like, she's written to be that.
Right.
That's her intention. Though, of course, they do change it a little bit in the mini golf episode.
The mini golf episode definitely does touch on that relationship a little bit. But speaking of which. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. Time Traveler's Pig. Overall thoughts on that? Good stuff?
Yeah. No, it's a great episode because Waddles.
Yes. Oh, yes. Always gotta love an episode that introduces a pivotal character.
Yes.
Okay, so next episode. This is a really good one. I think this is kind of an underrated one. Fighters, the episode where Dipper brings a video game fighting character, basically Street Fighter Ryu, to life. Yeah. It's a ridiculous concept. It has hilarious results. Ryu ends up kicking Robbie's ass essentially, and they have to stop him. Overall, anything else to say?
No, not really. I mean, it's It's not really an important episode, but it's a good episode.
It's one of those filler episodes that's just the concept is so damn fun, and it's one of those things that you could really only do in animation. That I think it's a perfect sort of like, if this show's gonna have filler episodes, this is a filler episode I want to see. Not to mention this guy, or the character, his name's Rumble McSkirmish.
Yeah.
He has shown up again. Like, he is definitely one of the elements of Gravity Falls that has shown up. So, okay, next episode, Little Dipper. This is all about Dipper's height and everything. It's also a Little Gideon episode, and he shrinks the kids down.
Yes.
I don't really remember a whole hell of a lot about this episode.
Neither do I.
Neither do you. Okay, moving on. Okay, Summerween. This is probably one of the more memorable ones.
Yeah. No, it's a really good episode.
Fucking terrifying villain. You want to explain the villain?
Yeah, I forget his name.
He's, Jacko Mellons.
Yes.
Wait, no, I'm sorry. He's not Jacko Mellons. He's, the Summerween Trickster.
Yes. He attacks children who don't do something. But I forget what that something was. Was it give candy? Fuck, was it? I think it was give candy.
Yeah, I think, he needs to fulfill his candy quota by the end of the night, yeah.
Yeah.
And, Jeff Bennett, freaking Dexter's dad, is the Summerween. It's things like this that Blue Dragon 5 has to watch this show.
Yes.
But I mean, let's talk about how horrifying the Summerween Trickster really is, because he's essentially a giant deformed monster made entirely out of candy.
Yeah. No, he is pretty terrifying, yes.
It's creepy. It's creepy. It's probably one of the more disturbing images that the show has seen. Okay, let's see. Next episode, pretty simple one. It's Boss Mabel, basically just character development on how Mabel thinks, Mabel thinks that she can run the Mystery Shack, and shock, she can't.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, Grunkle Stan's on a TV game show, and yeah, not much to say about that.
Yeah.
Okay. Bottomless Pit, we already talked about. Like I said, I think it's a much better episode than Gift Shop of Horrors because I think the overall there is an overall plot line in there, even though it's 3 storylines. All the 3 storylines come together. Okay, so Deep End. This is a good one. So, first of all, we have a really, really, really killer side character in the pool guard. You want to talk about this guy a little bit?
Yeah. No, yeah, he's a cool character.
He's just really super aggro about the rules, and you can kind of tell he might have like a little bit of post-traumatic stress that he's hanging on to.
Yeah.
He just takes his job like uber seriously. He's always got like that streak of suntan lotion on his skin, even though obviously the rest of his body's completely sunburnt.
Yeah.
Just really fun character. He's like the overbearing boss of the swimming pool, the head lifeguard. This episode has a lot of good Wendy and Dipper stuff where they're kind of spending time together as lifeguards, kind of just establishing their friendship that they have, their rapport. And let's see, what else? Yeah, that's about it. Oh, yeah, and Mermando, as I mentioned earlier. One of the things about Mabel Pines that we forgot to mention is that she is a little boy crazy. Like, from the very first episode where she dates a gnome/vampire person named Robbie, who turns out to be literally a whole bunch of gnomes. What was your first reaction when you saw that?
Oh, I enjoyed it.
Robbie revealed himself, like,
yes.
All right, now keep an open mind, okay? To me, that was like, okay, I'm sold. I'm so into this series now. You got me. Oh my god. Okay, so yeah. All right, but yeah, like I said, Ramondo, he's a pretty decent, like every so often shows up sort of character. Kind of a charming, handsome Mexican mermaid, and Mabel helps him get out of the pool, Free Willy style. Kind of has some heart to it because you really do feel for Ramondo and his struggle because he got away from his mer people and he's trapped in the pool and he's like, every day I would dream and I would pray on how to get out of my watery surroundings.
Yeah.
Like really kind of dramatic stuff. That's what I like. I like episodes that really have a lot of stakes to them. Okay, so meanwhile we have Carpet Diem, which is basically there's a magic carpet that switches people's bodies around. Not a whole hell of a lot happens, but Zeus does get turned into a pig. So yeah.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, so that's about the most memorable thing that happens. There's a whole lot of body switching shenanigans and everything, but actually I think the tension of this episode is that Dipper and Mabel are kind of having trouble sharing the same room, right?
Yeah.
And Mabel's bringing you want to talk about the two supporting characters of Mabel's friends?
Oh Jesus. I don't remember the names. There's the Asian chick who has the same voice actress as BMO and Lady Rainicorn from Adventure Time. And then there's the other chick. I don't remember the names.
Yeah,
Partially because I haven't watched the show in a while. Yeah.
Let me pull up the names. Hold on. Cast. Damn it. Well, what do you think of those characters?
Oh no, they're cool characters. I mean, they're minor characters and they're
minor characters. Yeah.
But I mean, for like what they're supposed to be, they do it good and they're fun. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's cool to like Mabel is almost always with Dipper, and it's kind of like almost always like you can't have one without the other. But I think it's cool that the writers decided to give Mabel her own little group of friends, and they do kind of come into conflict with that, and it's just some good dynamics.
Mm.
Okay, so next episode, Boys Crazy, guest starring Lance Bass as several times. Okay, so what do you think of this? This is the episode where Robbie brainwashes Wendy to go out with him via song.
Yes.
Really interesting dynamics there. What do you think of Robbie's motives? Do you think Robbie's hiding something?
No, not really.
Like, do you think he's into the occult, or in order to get this backwards message? That's what I want to know.
No, I doubt it.
No, you doubt it? Okay.
Yeah.
I've heard some theories about it, but... Okay, and then let's see, also in this episode we get the very bizarre boy band clones. Just lots of good I'm sorry, I'm freaking getting all mumble mouthed.
That's fine.
Lots of good boy band parody happening here, and then also a very poignant scene with Wendy at the end.
Yes.
Oh no, I'm sorry, not that one. Where is it? Wake up.
We're all good, right? No, we're not all good. I don't care about the messages. You said you wrote that song for me, and I actually thought it was sweet. Big liar. I know. I lie about a lot of stuff. Like using your makeup and fighting a bear. No, you know what? It's over, Robbie. We're through. What? Brittany, it's not. We won! Kid, this is a victory for every guy who's answered to a weaker man to play a musical instrument. I couldn't have done it without you, Uncle Sam. Hey, now that your night is free, you and Uncle Sam were thinking maybe bowling or something? Are you serious? Right now? What is wrong with guys? You only think about yourself. Always just leave me alone. Look, if it makes you feel any better, the apocalypse is coming soon. Bury your gold.
Bury your gold, AdvBlueDude. Bury your gold.
I'll make sure to. It's already buried.
You do buy gold, right? I said you do buy gold, right?
Yes.
All right,
Exclusively.
good to know. Yes. All right, yeah. Yeah, so next episode is Land Before Swine. Of course, I was interested in this episode because it's a parody of one of my favorite children's movies. Yeah. Good time travel episode. We have a lot of big stakes going on with Waddles. Stan essentially loses Waddles. Stan learns the value of responsibility and whatnot. Old Man McGucket has a lot of screen time this episode. What do you think of McGucket, first of all?
Oh, no, I like McGucket.
He's one of the more interesting characters in the show.
Yes, he is.
He's essentially the crazy man who knows more than he seems.
He's essentially Ice King.
I haven't watched enough Adventure Time to understand that comparison.
Do you know Ice King's backstory?
Kind of.
So
I know the part of Ice King's backstory that's related to Marceline.
So you know about Simon?
I know about what? Simon. Yeah. Yeah.
McGucket is essentially the Gravity Falls' Ice King.
Okay, except McGucket isn't constantly going around trying to kidnap girls.
No, but he is a former scientist who went crazy.
Good point. Alright, so that's an interesting little parallel. Yeah, he's basically just the tail. And I love how he introduces himself all the time as Old Man McGucket, local kook.
Yeah.
And also another couple of characters that we did touch on, the cops. How awesome are the cops?
I enjoy the cops. I'm pretty sure one of them's Kevin Michael Richardson.
Yeah, for sure one of them is, yeah. And Kevin Michael Richardson is gay for the other cop. And they don't even really make that much of a point to hide it. It's pretty much just out there. And I think that's wonderful. I really do. I think it's cutting edge for a kid show like this. You know? It's not in your face. It's subtle enough that kids might not get it, but it's obvious enough to where I don't think they're even trying to hide it or try to make it like a cute inside thing. I think it's like definitely going on. You know what I mean?
I mean, I think it's just kind of a joke because a lot of children's shows do things like that. But
well, I mean, every time we see him, it's like every time we see him, the Kevin Michael Richardson character is just more and more in adoration over the deputy, and the deputy just does the most idiotic things, and Kevin Michael Richardson, oh ho ho ho, I love you. I love you.
I think it's a joke, really, like a running joke.
It's certainly a running joke, yeah, but.
Well, I mean, like. I don't think when they were writing the characters, they said, what if we had gay bumbling cops?
But I think that's kind of what it turned into, and I think after a period of time, they kind of went with it. I don't know. I'd be shocked if that was really the case, if that wasn't their intention.
I mean, I don't think it's their intention, but I mean, it's all subjective.
Right, sure. Okay, well, at any rate, they have a really amusing banter. Yes. Unfortunately, they are some of the most underused characters in Season 2 so far.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a shame because I really, like, their presence just brought such good things to Season 1. Okay, so anyways, next two episodes, Dreamscapers.
Yes.
So this is where we get introduced to one Bill Cipher.
Yes.
You don't even trust that you got. You're a lot more clever than you look, especially the bad one. He's talking about you. So I'm gonna let you keep off the hook. When darkness approaches, a day will come in the future when everything you care about will change. Until then, I'll be watching you.
Okay, Okay, so yeah, this is a really, really strong episode, all about dreams and everything, exploring a lot of things about characters' memories. You have that great scene of them going into Grunkle Stan's memories where he's in the prison.
Yeah.
What I love about this episode is I love the dynamic between Dipper and Grunkle Stan. And, you know, Dipper is just feeling more and more like Grunkle Stan is hard on Dipper, once, you know, thinks Dipper's a pest and everything like that. Really emotional stuff. The episode ends with Gideon taking over the Mystery Shack and then essentially sending Mabel and Dipper away. And I remember this episode ends like usually the main credit or the ending credits contain some sort of gag. Like the Grunkle Stan throwing the TV after the soap opera thing. You know, usually it's some kind of gag, but I distinctly remember the credits for Cliffhangers or the credits for Dreamscapers was just very simple, like quiet shots of the Gravity Falls locations and just a very quiet version of the theme song playing.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's so eerie. Ooh. Okay, here's a question for you. Here's just a legitimate question. What do you think is up with Dipper and Mabel's parents?
Nothing.
What do
really?
You mean nothing?
No, I mean, what do you mean? Because, I mean...
Neglectful?
Do you think they're what?
Neglectful?
No. I mean, it's a fairly common thing.
Do you think that it's a bad family situation that Dipper and Mabel are in, and that's why they need to go live with Grunkle Stan? Because there's been a few hints that they would not want to leave Grunkle Stan, in spite of Stan seemingly being such a shitty uncle over the course of the season.
I think you're reading too much into it.
Am I?
Yeah,
really?
I really do.
That's a shame. Well, what else is new? Okay, so next episode, the second of the two-parter called Gideon Rises, another truly epic episode.
Yes.
Oh yeah, so this is where we get Seuss's grandmother for the first time. Good stuff, really good character development on that end. Grunkle Stan is considering sending the kids back to him. Really epic battle with Robot Gideon, right?
Yes.
Or is it Robot Gideon or just Giant Gideon or what?
It's a robot.
It's a robot?
Yeah, it's a robot.
Okay, cool. It's a robot. Yeah, it's been a while. This is where Gideon just gets straight up terrifying. Like, he is a great antagonist for the show. I think Gideon really, like, he's earned his place in the pantheon of good Disney villains, I feel. What do you think about that?
No, I'd agree with that, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's certainly much more threatening than another iconic Disney villain from TV, like, let's say, like, Dr. Draken from Kim Possible.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Draken was kind of played up for laughs anyway.
That's what I'm saying. As is the villain in Phineas and Ferb, too.
Yeah.
You know, and kind of looking at it through the ages, like, I don't really... have there been many villains in Disney TV shows that have been just straight up intimidating the way that Gideon is?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
TV?
It's like, yeah, on TV, like on Disney, like on the the Disney Afternoon or One Saturday Morning lineups or anything like that.
Well, I mean, if you want to go way back, yes.
Like what's way back?
Like DuckTales, Tailspin, less so Tailspin, more so
Well,
DuckTales.
DuckTales had like Magica Dispel.
Yeah.
And it also had like the rival Duck, but I don't know. But those were villains, yes, and they weren't necessarily played up for laughs. But I don't think any of them were as truly creepy as Gideon is.
Oh no, definitely not. Yeah.
Because Gideon is like just this little like Donald Trump style kid with this creepy ass Southern accent. Oh God, it really gets under your skin. It's really quite a just quite an uncomfortable villain, and he's so enraged, and he's got such a temper on him. And oh God, and let's talk about the mother for a minute. What do you think happened to the mother?
Oh, I honestly have no idea.
You have no idea, right? The mother is just completely comatose. Like, she reminds me of the mom from American Beauty.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really dark element of the show. The mother is voiced by Grey DeLisle, who's, of course, one of the most famous voice actresses. Yet she doesn't really say much of anything. The fact that it's Grey DeLisle's to begin with kind of makes me think that we're going to have some important flashback stuff with her. I don't know. It could be that's just all pretty much speculation. But okay. But anything else to say about that finale?
No, I mean, it's really great. It's a good wrap-up to the Gideon thing. Again, I wish there was more Gideon. I'm sure there will be more Gideon at some point.
I'm sure there will be more, yeah. Okay, and then we get a nice little cliffhanger that resolves our... Wait, did I already play this?
Maybe.
I think I did.
Yes.
Okay, screw that. But yeah, we get the cliffhanger where Stan puts the three together, opens up the portal, craziness. What do you think when you first saw that?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I honestly don't.
Good opinions. Good
what?
compelling opinions. Good compelling opinions here.
I don't know. I wasn't sure what they were gonna do.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I say to that. Oh gosh. Okay, so you want to go through the season 2 episodes, or?
I mean, like, we could probably just freeform talk. We don't necessarily have to go through episode to episode.
Freeform talks. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, oh gosh. Okay, so season 2. What have you liked so far in season 2?
I've liked how they've actually expanded the story more. I mean, not that I was not expecting them to. Society of the Blind Eye is a great episode.
Of course. I totally told you it would be.
Oh, no, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I just like what they've been doing. It seems like there's less filler in this season.
Let's see. Yeah, we got the Gulf War, which established the Pacifica and Mabel relationship a little more. The Bunker was obviously an important episode for Wendy and Dipper's relationship. Scarioki kind of threw in a lot of conspiracy theories going on since the end of the first season. We get the government agents, and I thought the government agents were going to be like major characters in season 2, but they haven't really shown up. Sock opera is... I thought sock opera was just a little bit fillery.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Really, I think the only real flip fillers have been sock opera and Little Gift Shop of Horrors.
Yeah, a Little Gift Shop of Horrors is, of course, filler.
And that's out of 9 episodes.
Yeah, Susan the Real Girl was incredibly good. Society of the Blind Eye, of course.
Blendon's Game, which is
Blendon's Game, really great, really good flashbacks to Seuss in this episode. Again, they're really fleshing out Seuss's character. We get to see basically the origins of why Seuss respects Grunkle Stan as much as he does, which is a big part of his character in the show.
Yeah.
So really good stuff there. As for the Love God, all I could say, like, do you want me? Can I talk about some things about it?
Yeah, sure. I don't care.
Okay, cool. So basically, this episode, it kind of brings back Wendy's group of friends that we see mostly in the convenience store episode. And I don't know the names of the supporting male characters, but we have the, the girl who's constantly on the cell phone, Tamari. Yeah. Well, basically, this episode, essentially, Robbie is just really, really depressed and broken up about Wendy, which really goes to show you how much character development there is. Like, even a douchebag like Robbie can appear sympathetic, and he genuinely does this episode. So Mabel, being the matchmaker that she is, wants to set Robbie up with Tamri. Because, they're both dark and gloomy and goth, and it makes sense. And so she discovers they're at this music festival, and this music festival pokes a lot at just in general. It's kind of funny that way. And, they're at a music festival, and there's this guy called the Love God. And the twist, oh my god, is that he is the actual Love God.
Oh.
Yeah, and he has these potions that make people fall in love with each other. So, long part of it, she uses the potion on Robbie and Tambry. Those two get together, and it causes this big rift in the group, right? Like, everyone kind of hates each other after that. And what I was thinking was, like, oh my god, are they going to do something like, where Mabel's actions are going to have true ramifications? And is it going to be like, is this drama going to continue for? Nope. I think, like, there's something that happens that they all laugh at, and then they're just friends again. Because you know why? You know why, Adventure Blue Dude?
Why?
Because status quo is God. That's why. Status quo is God. This episode, or this series in general, does such a good job with not succumbing to status quo as God. But I think that was one of the worst. That was one of the worst interpretations of it. Oh dear God! And this episode also has a terrifying vision of Stan's face as a hot air balloon. Oh my God! And his whole thing is like, I'm gonna make a hot air balloon to make the kids like me. Oh yeah, they'll see me and my face will be all smiling at them. And it's just fucking terrifying. He has teeth everywhere. And then it bursts on fire, too, so it essentially looks like this giant face of Stan that's all engulfed in flame. Oh, it's pretty good. So I guess there's a couple more things I'd like to touch on, just a couple miscellaneous things. Do you have anything else about the series in general?
Not really. I mean, it's a great show. The characters are great. The writing is amazing. They got a really an incredible cast. Kristen Schaal.
Sure. Who's your favorite character?
Gideon. I said that.
Oh, you said that?
Yeah.
Gideon. Okay.
Yes.
My favorite character? Ooh, hard to see. Oh, it's really between Grunkle Stan and Seuss. It kind of depends on the episode. But I love them all for different reasons. I love Wendy for just being such a mellow, down-to-earth sort of character to balance out all the craziness. I love Robbie because he's T.J. Miller, and T.J. Miller is a pimp. I love Mabel because Mabel is Mabel, and she is one of the most unapologetically bizarre and happy characters that there's ever been in terms of a child character in animation. Dipper can kind of come across as a little whiny from time to time, so I don't necessarily love him, although he drives the main plot, so yeah. But yeah, overall, this show is just super impressive to me, and if you haven't watched it yet, just dive into it, because I will tell you, like, the pilot, there's a moment in the pilot where if you're not hooked into it, then you won't be. So if you watch the pilot and you're like, that was okay, but I don't have to keep watching, then fine, don't keep watching, the show's not for you. But if you are hooked in by the pilot, then by all means you're in for a hell of a ride, because this is one of the most consistently good and one of the most narratively consistent animated comedies. And I need to stretch that word because even though there's a lot of supernatural stuff going on, it's all comedy. It never loses sight of the comedy, and I respect it for that. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Like, they could have very easily turned it into, like, something too dark. They could have tried to turn this into Courage and have every episode, not that I don't love Courage, but they could have had every episode be like a karaoke or something like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where there's just like a terrifying thing going on. But no, this episode does have terrifying episodes like Seuss and the Real Girl and stuff like that. But overall, it's just more about the comedy, more about the mystery, and more about just the characters and seeing the characters grow and develop. And that is a beautiful thing about that show. All right. Okay. We done?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Two things to bring up. Two things.
Okay.
Movie.
No.
No?
No.
No?
No.
Sad.
I'm sorry.
There's so much you can explore with a movie.
I know, but I mean, I prefer this story serialized.
What do you think of an Adventure Time movie? Because I've also been hearing murmurings about that.
Even I wouldn't like to see.
What?
Even I wouldn't like to see that either.
Are you just not against fun?
Excuse me, mister, I can't get into Adventure Time. No, both shows, I feel both shows lend themselves to TV better. If Gravity Falls and Adventure Time were to do TV movies, like an hour-long special, okay. But it could hold itself, both could hold themselves for an hour-and-a-half movie, but I'd still rather just keep seeing it on TV.
I hold the exact opposite opinion of you. I think this show is like tailor-made to have a movie. And granted, you're right. It does have a very serialized nature to it. So I think what the movie would have to be would just be like one big event. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, like something involving Bill Cipher or finding the author of the journal once and for all. Stuff like that. Of course, I've always thought. What do you think? Would you like to see Flapjack get a movie, even though that's never going to happen?
Fuck no. I love Flapjack to death, but I just like.
You don't want to see Flapjack and Captain Knuckles finally find Candy Island.
Well, technically, they did find Candy Island, but I don't think that show lends itself to a movie either. I don't think SpongeBob lends itself to a movie. I don't think a lot of cartoons lend themselves to feature films.
I thought SpongeBob did lend itself to a movie quite well.
It did okay. I mean, it was a good movie, but still.
And you can't tell me that the South Park movie isn't fucking amazing.
That's different.
How is that different?
It's an adult cartoon.
So?
Well, I mean, I know why, but I can't quite put the point into words.
Good job. Good job. That's some good podcasting right there.
Well, I mean, also with it being South Park, they're more open to parody. So when they went in to do the movie, there was a point to them doing a movie, which is saying, fuck this Hollywood bullshit, we're doing this. We're just, like, sending all of it up and just, like, putting it flat on its ass. So there's a point to the South Park movie where, honestly, even the Simpsons movie, as much as I liked it, yeah. I mean, I liked it, but I don't really think it lent itself to a movie. The show doesn't really lend itself to a movie. I don't think a lot of TV shows lend themselves to movies.
The thing that was incredibly shitty about the Simpsons movie is that plot had just, was so recycled.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know. It's just with this show, there's so many villains, there's so many creatures, there's so many things you can explore, so much mythology, so much character development that you could still get out of it, so many things. I think it would lend itself to it. I'm not necessarily sure if this show has an audience for a movie that would warrant a movie, because while this show is one of the most popular things on Disney right now, I do acknowledge that it is very much a cult show. Okay, but anyways, just kind of the last little... Well, hold on. Let me play another clip. Let me play another clip just for funsies, just to break things up a little bit.
Come on, kid. We're all good. What? Come on, this is gonna be great.
Shit. I totally messed that up.
It's okay.
No, it's not. Hear Stan tell the Carla story. Hear it!
Okay, this is gonna sound weird, but I think Robbie might be brainwashing Wendy with music. I've seen this before. Really? Her name was Carla McCorkle. Carla Hot Pants McCorkle.
Hot Pats McCorkle.
Me and Carla, baby, we're gonna run together at the juke joint. Our favorite 50s themed 1970s diner.
50s themed 1970s diner.
Start playing the transcendental hippie music. Carla's hot pants turned into bell bottoms before I even knew what happened. My memory did a little hallucination at the end, but you get the gist. So wait, you actually believe my theory? I do. We're gonna get to the bottom of it.
Okay, now for the clip that I accidentally played, that I really should have played earlier. Where is it? Where is it? Let's hear that one more time, just for good measure. Okay. Theme park attraction.
I'm inclined to say no.
You're inclined to say no.
Yes.
Inclined.
Yes.
I think the Gravity, I think the Mystery Shack would make such an amazing queue.
Oh no, it'd be a great walkthrough, but I'm not...
I don't know what the actual ride would be, but I think the Mystery Shack lends itself to a queue so well that for me, it's hard to not want to see something built.
Yeah.
Again, I think the problem is realistically meriting it. You know, like, is this show as big, like, because let's think about it, like, fucking, what do we have in terms of Disney Channel TV shows being turned into attractions? Like, our big prime go-to one is Gadget's fucking Go Coaster.
Hey, Perry the Platypus has a thing in Epcot. They used to be Kim Possible. I mean, it's an interactive game. It's actually really cool. It's fun.
Oh, wow, it's a game. Wow,
yeah.
Impressive.
I did it a few times.
That's what I have to say to that.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, do you want me to just kind of go through my little Gravity Falls attraction for you really quick?
Sure.
Real quick, like. Okay, so yeah, like I said, the queue is the Mystery Shack. You go through, of course, the main room is the gift shop, but then you go through into some of the secret areas. Maybe you can go through the wax figure room, and then ultimately you go up to, or you go down into the basement past the vending machine, and basically you go through the portal that Stan set up, and basically the ride goes from there. I'm not quite sure what the ride vehicles would be. All I know is that Bill Cipher, of course, would be the main antagonist for this ride. Just think about it, though. Gravity Falls has a built-in killer setting, a built-in setting with all kinds of mysterious, crazy stuff happening all around it. Woodsy, atmospheric. It's got a built-in set of creatures. It's got a built-in mythology. I can totally understand why the Imagineers would not want to do it in terms of, like, is the show big enough to warrant something like this? But just on a pure, like, blue sky armchair Imagineering level, don't you think it would be fucking awesome?
No, yeah.
You've got so many things you could do with it. You've got so many different areas, like, so many different creatures at your disposal with it. Like, everyone, like, people on the So You Want to Be an Imagineer community, we've talked about an Adventure Time ride. What do you think about that? You think that lends itself?
I'd like to see that, but it's never gonna happen.
I'd honestly like to see it replace Dudley Do-Right at Islands of Adventure.
Oh no! Don't say that to me.
Yeah, well,
I'm sorry. I'm too big a fan of Jay Ward.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that it's kind of a more relevant character.
But Jay Ward.
Yeah. I don't know. To be fair, I have not been on that ride.
Oh, it's a great ride.
Yeah.
It's so good. I haven't been on it since I was 7, but it's a great ride.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes, the Lammy Lamb dance.
Yes.
Okay, so I think you're in. What land would you like to see a Gravity Falls go into?
Oh, fuck. Definitely not Magic Kingdom.
Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
I think it would. I don't know.
Maybe a Studios Park.
To tell you the truth, I think it'd be difficult to do if it didn't get turned into its own land. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, I totally understand. Yeah.
Because Gravity Falls is like that's such a big, definitive like location that's like you'd have to have your own land for it. Gosh, I don't know. Like thinking off the top of my head, you do have all that area in Frontierland to work with. You know what I mean? In Frontierland at Disneyland with the
Big Thunder Mountain Ranch.
Thunder Mountain Ranch and the Feast of Fools Arena.
Yeah.
And also the backside of Tom Sawyer Island to a certain extent can be extended back there. And yeah, what do you think about that? Or not Tom Sawyer Island, but the Rivers of America, the backside of the Rivers of America.
Yeah.
I kind of like that location because I think whatever ends up going into that location, and I think it's kind of inevitable that they will use that location at some point after the Tomorrowland. After Tomorrowland gets fixed up, I think that's probably going to be their next development.
Yeah.
If you think about it, a Gravity Falls attraction would work quite well in that area because it's kind of like it's got the woodsy feel of that back part of Frontierland.
Yeah.
But it's also got the supernatural stuff that would be more at home in Fantasyland. So in a way, it would be kind of the perfect transitioning point.
Yeah, it would. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, God. Awkward silence. What do you think of those two, like, pixelated, hot guys that follow Maple around?
Yeah. In the what episode?
Well, that was originally, I think, in the convenience store episode, but then they show back up again, I think, in the Dream episode.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Just a bizarre little object of Mabel's fantasies.
Yeah.
Okay. And let's see. And finally, What the fuck?
My ex-wife still misses me. But her aim is getting better. Her aim is getting better. You see, it's funny because marriage is terrible. Can you please tell me more funny stories, Papa? Anything for conversation, buddies. Papa, I just realized that I love you. God, whoa! Making friends, talking my reflection. I gotta run it with the light police. If you gotta wear this ankle bracelet now, that'll be fun. My wife said you can't do it with your eyes closed. You must be doing it to compliment love. I like those eyes.
Oh, good old Grunkle Stan shenanigans. What makes Grunkle Stan so lovable is that he is such an unapologetic asshole.
Yes.
Okay, I think this is the last clip I have
This
played.
is gonna be great. I've never had fishing buddies before. The guy from the lodge won't go with me. They don't like or trust me.
That kind of sums up Stanford Pines in a nutshell. I feel like we're not really doing this show justice. I feel like we've just kind of been bouncing around awkwardly this whole time. What do you think?
I mean, it is hard to do this show justice in general. Yes, you're very correct. I mean, I think we've talked about it as much as we can. We should definitely probably do a separate episode for the mythology of the show, but
For sure, I
This
didn't
is a
even want to
lot.
touch. I didn't
Yeah.
even want to touch that. Yeah,
there's a lot to
yeah.
cover with that.
Oh yeah, big time, big time.
Yeah.
All the mythology, all the secret messages and stuff, all the
Yeah.
clues and everything. Yeah, big time. All right, well, Adventure Blue, dude, I'm sad. I'm sad, man,
It's okay.
because this
It's okay.
is the end.
It's okay.
Until late December.
It's okay.
Tragic. No,
It's
it's
okay.
not okay. What am I gonna do?
I'll be back.
I'm just gonna have to recap with Blue Dragon 5 so many Once Upon a Time episodes in Gotham.
You guys are gonna do great. You guys are gonna do great.
I know. Okay, so Adventure Blue Dude, seriously, good luck in college again. Good luck on that last semester. Don't flunk out on the finals.
Oh, no promises.
No promises. All right, and yeah. Any last words, Adventure Blue Dude? Any last words to the audience until you return?
Stay tuned for the sequel, Adventure
Well-
Blue Dude 2. Blue
Does
Moon.
it Does it have anything to do with Aunt May?
No.
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 That's a shame. Why does it
No, we're
have
not,
to do with Aunt
we're
May?
not on speaking terms.
You and Aunt May aren't on speaking terms, so now we're on speaking terms because I brought up Aunt May.
No, me and Aunt May.
Okay. What did Aunt May do?
But you don't want to know, really.
I don't want to know.
It's just a whole fucking debacle. Really bad.
Okay, well, you know, you and Aunt May might be on different terms with each other, but as for me, well, come on. Yeah, that's right, that's right, that's right.
Okay, just gotta get a football.
Let's see, one last quick one. One last quick one. Okay, here's the one we'll go out on.
What? Come on, this is gonna be great. I've never had fishing buddies before. The guy from the lodge won't go with me. They don't like or trust me.
Have a good night, everyone.